They were digging into those finer, interesting items that you normally wouldn't see revolving around replicas, world championship cards, and so forth. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more. I was kind of know this is one of the more interesting topics. I kind of get to talk about the history of the game here a little bit and just talk about some of the current price points, the history of kind of some of the things you would expect running around. So I was just curious, what we got on the market for 2026 right now? You have a replica mat for $70. The World Championship pack is up from Japan for $190, which is expensive. Also, this was pretty interesting to see. The World Championship set itself is already up on pre-order for $1,000, which is more than I would want to spend, but it does come with the Dark Magician and the Dark Magician Girl, which I do think are going to be two pretty sought-after items this year. Now, granted, price on release to Scalper Venue 101, I don't think it's going to be $1,000. I cannot imagine that you're going to be seeing, this giant price point, but there's a lot of very nice things come to this, including, the sleeves and so forth. And I can already see, a lot of people are viewing this. There's only one of them up though, so that's pretty interesting. Also, the world's ugliest mat is also now available. This is the 2026 mat that we got from Nationals. I actually have not seen one of these in person, but I assure you that this is a walking, talking mess in terms of playability, especially when you're putting monsters on here. And this just, really messes up like the sight of eye that you're trying to play with. It does not look visually appealing to me. So for $30, like, I'm sorry. I don't like this. Interestingly enough, there's also these envelopes that have been spawning. If you guys don't know, these are the prize cards for the day twos. Which end up getting you, lots of fun fancy cards. 130 on this one. I believe it's the Card Trooper in there. This year's sleeves are also, I see 37, 45 a pack. The World Championship 2026 China sleeves. These are $44. They actually look very, very nice. And then, of course, there's kind of a few other things floating around here, like some of the replicas and so forth. But just kind of give you a little bit of an idea on, like, the more oddity products that kind of exist right now. Nice Forbidden Chalice, actually. So it should give you a little bit of a peek in. Now, we are going to shift gears here for a second, because I wanted to take a look at Limited Pack World 2026. So remember, last year this pack was pretty much just deemed an absolute dumpster fire. Nobody really wanted this pack. People asked, why did Konami make this? What was the point in making this? Well, unfortunately right now, the lowest available blue or Exodia is just PSA 9 at $1,200. Honestly, it might just be better just to grab it and crack it and put it in your collection, because versus this near mint down here, I don't know if I really trust that. Sad part is, though, you've officially had a sale at $1,200. So I guess I can't say that I'm not surprised to see this, but yikes, man. That's a lot to think about just in terms of, your value on this. My gosh, Exodia. Now there's also the topic of, how's the rest of the set going? Well, the other Exodia is down to 75. The boxes are still at 40. And to be fair, quantities of these, they move every so often. It's just a very slow burning product the way it looks, 44 and so forth. So that's interesting, just on the long term. I guess the rest of your value from this set comes from the extra secret rares. Diabellstar's got a little bit of value. Your box are still like $8. Azamina, Sylvia's, you have one for $5. You go up to 57. Keep in mind, this is something we already saw last week. Somebody actually bought one for 96. I feel bad for the person that actually broke down and spent the $96 on this, because that's just crazy to see. Nightmare Pains are also a little bit of money. To be fair, though, a lot of these ESRs from this set just really kind of recovered. Blue Eyes Ultimate's still like $9. Malice GWC is still like $7. The problem with this year's set, though, in retrospect to this, though, you are going to be fighting, the multiple higher rarities this time versus last year that just had, Exodia doing his job coming in here. So that's kind of something to think about long term, is just, how is you know, having multiple, you know, the Phimena, the Monster Reborn, how are those going to hold up? Because if it's any indicator of how the Exodia has performed, it's just hold it for a while. So bad. Some other things I wanted to talk about here. So I was rummaging through eBay. I love that this is listed as a Replica Bandai. This foiling does not make me trust this. What's our official description say for this? We are located in Japan and it is a pleasure. So this is unopened and not in original condition. I don't see anything special about this. Guys, down in the comment section, tell me, you know, is this actually the replica? Or, you know, it does say PG01 down here, which is kind of interesting. Definitely a card. Let's talk about this. So this is the 2013 replica. This is actually one of the rarest versions you can kind of pick up right now. There's a listing up for this at 99 cents. Obviously, you know, this is going to go up way more. I'm interested to see where this is going to go. I do see, keep in mind that these are the secret rares. So what's the difference between these? So the secret rares actually were inserted within sets for us. These were actually given out, I believe it was at their World Championship that year, as kind of like an entry card. Well, Japan got these as like entry cards for, you know, participating. You know, you always got the previous one going in. Things have kind of changed in the more modern day. They're basically giving them to them on the national scale now, which is actually really, really cool. But to see this still in a wrapper is actually pretty impressive. This is just one of those oddities on the collector's market that pop up every once in a while. That's just really, really cool. And then, of course, this is what I was talking about here. This is a PSA 10 of this, $285. Obviously, I know you guys don't really give a crap about like graded cards, but you're here to kind of like see the history of the game through my crazy eyes. Also, this is the other replica that exists, the Legendary Magician of Dark. This one's $280. There's 109 of these in the world. Kind of interesting to see that people chose to grade these. That's also a pretty low number in terms of this. Seeing Yu-Gi-Oh cards getting low grades, or getting high grades, is a little bit surprising to me. And then, of course, so this is actually what a Beckett one of these goes for. So I see they just authenticated this. They didn't even bother to grade it, which I don't know if I like that. Why? Well, crazy enough, 7 people viewed this already. These World Championship cards, by the way, these do get views. They are exceedingly popular with the collectors, and they do mean a lot. But just for an authenticated for $8 is crazy. This is kind of cool. This is the replica from 2 years ago, or a year ago or whatever, Norohoshi. It's 150. These are pretty common. I believe there's different colored letter ones of these kind of floating on around out there. And then, of course, the Tokyo Dome. This was the reprint set on the premium pack, which I think is such a cool product. But if you just kind of mosey on through here and, you know, just kind of look at your collector's things, these are, you know, what the cards are in PSA graded now. They're pretty expensive for 10s, which is fine. But also, the product for these, the legendary reprints, these you're just not going to find really anymore. The Tokyo Dome boxes are still like 70, but there's only a limited number of these. It's already an exceedingly interesting product to try to find. So I don't imagine that many of these are going to be sticking around for the long term. Like, I picked up one of each of these right after Tokyo Dome just to have them, because I thought this was... the display is sick for what you're looking at. And then, of course, these Dark Magicians have gotten a little bit cheaper, too. This is also kind of everything that was available at Tokyo Dome, where you can actually see the special box itself, the promotion box. You have this, and then the premium pack reissue box as well. This is actually a really, really cool bundle. As you can see, you know, a good chunk of these have actually sold. That's really, really awesome to see. Little things like this are really cool. Also, these do exist. If you're not too aware, these are 1999 Tokyo Dome tournament promos. We got these reissued on our side, but this is a little bit of collector's history here that is actually worth the price tag, which is kind of crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed a look down the history of the game here today, and actually just kind of how things are going. Like, I actually do like doing these kind of videos. I like looking out on the Replica because I think they're really, really cool. So please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.